Here we go again.
Hi. I didn't see you there. Or there. Or there.
Was it your black metal face?
That was my
Eric?
black metal face.
Next time you
I'm a
should bring
vampire. When the camera's not on, I'm a vampire.
Yeah. Sometimes Eric at night puts some corpse paint on himself and does the exact same face.
Welcome back to the Warriors Den, guys. Thanks for joining us. I think we've got a good show today.
Oh, yes.
Damien is with us.
Yes.
Your boyfriend and father, Roman, is here as well. He'll be on a little bit later. He just said, what? We're also going to have another visit from our friend Luke. We're going to go down into the vaults again with some cool old footage that we haven't shown you that we shot for various different things. What I think you might be most interested about on the show today, we've got a live update coming next week.
Yes.
And that means balance changes are coming. So Big Daddy Roman will be on to talk about that in a few minutes. But before that, as always, let's jump into the news.
Business. Yeah. First thing, last week we started our first, we started this emblem contest for our upcoming tournament mode, and we received a lot, actually.
Yeah, we only announced it last week.
Yeah, and we got more than 1,000 entries, so this is amazing. We got some very cool emblem. I didn't see any swastika or anything offensive.
I saw Ice Cube's face on one of them, but
Ice Cube, that's true.
But what we're showing right now is just sort of a sampling. These are not winners or anything. We just wanted you guys to see some of the creativity that you've come up with.
Yeah.
Big fan of that Cthulhu
really
one
cool.
at the end.
Yeah, there was a lot of very, very good emblems, so that's amazing. So the next steps, we will regroup with the devs. The dev team will vote for the top 3 for each team, because there's 32 teams,
right,
and we need an emblem for each of them. So that's a lot of work. We'll have to sort like more than 1,000 emblems. And then after that, you guys will vote for your favorite one. So the votes will open tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure to jump on the forhunnergame.com/emblem contest and vote for your favorite one. Make sure to go on all the different teams because it's all sorted. There's 32 teams, like I said, so it's important to vote for each team. And the best ones will finally find their ways to the game.
But just to repeat, the voting is not open right now.
Not right now.
So if you go there, you won't be able to vote, but don't panic. You can create your accounts there. I think you have to create an account to cast a vote.
You have to log in, but it's pretty easy. Pretty
easy.
simple.
You can use Facebook if you want to do that. But we'll open that tomorrow at the end of the day, our time, for community voting. So that's a really cool thing. It came together really fast. I'm really happy that we have over 1,000 entries in a week. So thanks to everybody who participated, even the guys who sent pictures of their faces.
Yes.
There were no nudes, not a single nude. So thank you for that as well.
And also we should announce the winners on the next Warriors Den. And of course, if you won, we will send you an email as well. So
sure.
You will get noticed.
So, the news of the week. We've, as usual, got a good slate of news for you. First thing, I made a post yesterday on Reddit just to give people an update. The console version of V1.08, which came out on PC already, it's not coming out today, but it is actually coming out tomorrow.
Yes.
We have been told. So there you go. Tomorrow, console version of V1.08 will be out. So you guys will be on par with where the PC folks are. What else happened this week? We had a bit of if you you want to handle this part of the we try to trade off our subjects.
We started the week with a few outages on the Ubisoft network. Unfortunately, For Honor was affected like many other games. And to compensate, we are granting you guys with a 3 days champion status. What does it give you? You have a 25% more XP boost for yourself, 10% boost for your partners when you're playing. You get more match loot, you get some more extra stuff, you get 3 exclusive emblems, an exclusive icon, and more material to dismantle. So That's kind of cool. We rolled out the process yesterday. So as soon as you activate the game, as soon as you start a game again, it should be activated. And if you already have a champion status activated for whatever reason, they stack. Yeah, so it goes on top of it, so you're not losing any champion status days.
There it is. There's the piss off I was waiting for. Yes, that has become our meme.
Yeah,
We will not piss off, sir. Yes, so as we mentioned, that was, unfortunately we were affected by it. It was not actually a For Honor outage, I want to say, but For Honor and Rainbow were affected by this Ubisoft outage a little more than the less live games. So sorry about that, guys. What else? So I mentioned next week, live update.
Yeah.
That's exciting. So we'll be talking about that on this show in a few minutes with Roman. And Damien, what do you got going on here?
So yes, as you said, we have the patch on console coming, which means we can finally trigger the quit penalty.
What?
So we will wait because the patch on console is only coming tomorrow. We'll wait for the weekend, get the data, check if everything is fine, and we plan to update the game with the quit penalty feature on Monday.
Great.
So we plan to activate it on Monday.
Quick recap for people who haven't seen last week's show. What is the actual penalty that you'll get?
Yeah, so it's a 10 minutes penalty. So if you quit the game during a match, you have a 10 minutes penalty where you can't match make. You can't play the game with anybody else during 10 minutes.
But you have a little grace period at the beginning of a match.
You have a grace period in the first 30 seconds of the match. If you need to quit for whatever reason, if you want to play with friends or things like that. And this is also true when you join in progress a match. So when you join in progress a match, you also have that 30 seconds grace period where you can quit.
Yep. So 30 seconds from the time you join the match, you can quit if you really, really feel you need to. But hopefully you won't. But this is one of the things that the team's been working on.
Yeah.
You know, connectivity is sort of tied a bit to the problem of players quitting the game mid-match. So this we're hoping to see some positive results from this.
Yeah, everything is connected basically.
Everything.
So
just like the world itself, everything is connected. Yes, and what else?
And yes, and as soon as we do that, then we check the data, the stats, everything is fine. And hopefully 2 days after, we will reactivate the join in progress feature during what we call the start flow. So before the match starts, basically, and at the end flow, after the match ended, to try to keep the sessions alive, so you don't have to quit each time the match finishes, because people will be able to join in progress that match just before it starts. So also matches will start at 8 player, even during rematches. So that's the purpose of that.
So we're planning to enable that next week as well?
Yeah. A few days after the quit penalty. So we'll basically do a progressive release of all of those to check if everything is fine each time before releasing the other one.
Because so had we done it at the same had we done it at the same time and something for whatever reason looks off, we
don't know what's causing the problem. So that's why we wanted to go step by step.
Cool. If you get kicked due to your connection, you're not going to be penalized for that.
Yeah, that's a good question. Right now, the penalty time is 10 minutes. It's a number we can change. So we'll see if it's enough, too much, etc. So it's also something we'll be able to change pretty easily.
And it was 10 because that's roughly the length of a match.
That's roughly the length of a match, yeah.
Cool. And you had mentioned a while back, and I feel we should follow up on it, the matchmaking update, where you'll be matchmaking on reputation.
So using reputation, your reputation level, basically, as a matchmaking parameter, so that newcomers or all together, people who played a lot the game or all together, to have that on top of the skill, matchmaking we already do based on your skill. So we haven't activated that yet because we're doing load tested. So basically, we simulate players going in a matchmaking with bots and things like that, and then we see what's going on. And when we did the batch of load tests, we noticed that it was increasing quite a lot the matchmaking time. We thought real proven benefits with the values we had. So we're trying to find the right values of relaxation before shipping out to everybody, And if we don't find good values load test-wise, it means that we need to do some extra development on it to make it fit and better. Because we don't want to damage basically the matchmaking by introducing that.
Right.
So
still a little more work to be done, is what you're saying.
yeah. So and I don't know the amount of work basically. So we could find the values and then it's fine, and then we release it next week, or we could say okay, we need an extra dev, so it will need way more weeks.
Right. So we will keep you updated as we know more,
Yeah.
guys. Cool. Thank you, Damien. One other update for news. If you have not noticed, actually Steel is on sale in the game right now for 30% off Steel packs, which is actually a pretty good deal. So if you
First time we do that.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see
So
if
tell
people
us
are
if you
interested in
like
that.
it or not.
So go buy your Steel if that's a thing
yeah.
that you do and like to do. You can do it for cheaper now.
And something else coming up this weekend, guys, is some new Elite outfits in the shop. So we're still bringing this some new content this week, and I guess we can roll out some pretty cool.
And those
new.
are the
Yeah.
ones Season Pass owner got in early access for their for the Centurion and the Shinobi. So now they're released to all heroes and to everyone.
Available to everyone.
Guys, I am paid in Steel. I will tell you about a sale every time it happens. They're calling me a sellout. Bring it on. I'm a sellout. I get paid for my job, yes. So let's check out the
30%
video.
piss off.
No, a lot of them are doing the piss off joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's check out the video for the Elite outfits.
Max, when you're ready.
Yes, your comments are hilarious, you guys.
I really like the peacock outfits.
Yes.
And the land, air, and sea. Are pretty,
I'm a big
pretty
fan
cool.
of Strigiforms.
People are creative with names.
Don't know what that
Yeah,
means,
yeah.
but I like the way it looks.
Yeah, me neither.
Hey, Luke's back.
Hey, how are you guys?
Welcome. So
bad.
maybe someday we'll have little section intros. So this is our vault section. So Luke has been on the show before.
Yeah, I've been.
We have this concept of the vault because, in fact, during the development of this game, which was many years, you and the team, which we are part of, created a lot of content, a lot of videos, screenshots, whatever, for different reasons, for different purposes. And we thought, well, it actually be cool to share with you guys because it's interesting, how we make a game, but also kind of, for Luke's team, it's a little bit of like, how do we sell the game, both internally and to people
Exactly.
out
But
there. So-
before we go into the vault,
Yeah.
I'd like to take a step back, if you allow me,
Sure.
Mr. Pope.
Yeah.
While waiting here, I saw a couple of comments on there. So many French people. Yes, we are in Montreal. We apologize for that. So now I saw some people talking about the famous 95% thing?
Yes.
Like the elephant in the room?
In fact, yes.
Are you talking about me or?
No, that's
the
space
space
elephant.
the elephant in the
Okay,
room.
cool.
Forget about it.
Yes, in fact, there was quite a story that went around this week about 95% of our player base has disappeared.
So, first, allow me to say this number is incorrect.
Right.
It's based solely on public data from Steam users.
So Steam
Steam.
only.
So the game is playable on Uplay PC, it's playable on Xbox One, it's playable on PlayStation 4. So there are a lot of people playing the game out there, and we did not lose 95% of our player base.
I don't think we would be here doing this show if we lost 95%.
No, exactly. And I think that the best testimony is all the content we are still working on. Like you just saw the new content video, we launched season 2 a bit less than a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
We are actively working on season 3. We had the community guy last week in the studio
Exactly.
who played the actual content of season 3.
Yep.
So they know what's coming. They played more content than that.
Yeah.
Season 4 updates. So
Yeah, I actually went back to look. I was like, well, so how much have we done since launch in February? And it's actually done between live updates and title updates, there have been 16.
16, and the
that
game has
doesn't
been
count-
out for less than 16 weeks.
Yes, and it doesn't count server maintenances that have improved things like region matching for matchmaking. It doesn't
that's
count
true.
easy anti-cheat work we've done. So we've
Exactly.
we've done a lot.
So there is a team out there. The team is dedicated to improve the game, bring new content, and keep it alive. That's what we are doing. And I think what we're going to do, just to show you like how many people, not the next stream, because the next stream I'm going down to a small event in Los Angeles called, E3.
FurryCon? No.
No, going
Fire
to
Festival.
E3 next week with Damien Roman and Stéphane. And so now that summer finally arrives in Montreal, we're going to Southern California to get more sun. But it's safer down there than here to get warm.
Sure.
But I think in 2 weeks from now, we're gonna bring you some footage about our dev floor to see
Yeah.
how many people are actually working on it.
Yeah, that's another part of the perception thing that I've seen a little bit similar to this this 95% BS. That it's a skeleton crew. That's
Exactly.
again. Actually, I think the guys who were here last week, a couple of them remarked like, I was really surprised how big the dev team is. Like,
Exactly.
yes, we're making maps, we're making characters, we're making new content, new ornaments, new everything, and we've got the fight balance team, we've got network, like all of it. So it's a full dev team.
Exactly, it's a full dev team that keeps working on For Honor. So I wanted to clear that out because I was waiting with Pascal, who was looking at all the questions on the chat, and this came up a couple of times. So now that it's done,
Yeah.
can we move on to the
Now
vault?
we could do the vaults.
Now we can do the vault.
Yes.
Okay. So now there's the intro. The vault.
What
Yes.
did you pull out of the vault this week?
Actually, I brought 3 things.
Oh, 3.
Yeah, but the first 2 are going together.
Okay.
Because the first thing is actually a development tool. It's something we work on, and many years ago, in a galaxy far, far away. That was seriously 4 years ago. Imagine 4 years ago what the game was looking like. And we had to create a game. We're creating something totally new that nobody has done before, and we have to explain that to the people. First, to get alignment on the team, and 2, inside Ubisoft.
Right.
So we show up to France, in Paris, and we try to explain them, okay, here's what For Honor, at the time wasn't called For Honor, our code name was Hero. I think people knew that already. But here's what our game could look like in the
Right.
future.
To sell the vision.
Exactly. So I just want to show you quickly. So Max, maybe you can roll what the game actually looked like 4 years ago. So just so people can see exactly. So that's what we had 4 years
Wow.
ago. So you see, there's no texture, no art. So that's what we're working on. So it's quite rudimentary. People don't really know. Okay, how do you explain what it will look like at the end of the day? So what we did, we sat together. We said, okay, so what can we do? And that's how we build a target game footage. Looks better than now. I love that thing.
It looks a little better now.
Yeah, exactly, a little better. And we decided to bring the next piece of footage today because Jason did a talk at GDC this year in which he explained how to pitch a vision, and he used part of this video in his
speech.
In his speech. It's called the TGF, the target game footage. So what is it? It's actually a piece of film. It's not the game. So what you're about to see, it's not the actual game. It's how we imagined 4 years ago. So in 2013, that's how we imagined what the game could look like 4 years later, with no constraints from platforms, from PC. So it's just pure imagination that the team did in the game engine, but with no technological constraints. So it's truly a tool for us to get alignment and try to get a sense in the future what it could look like. So it's a film, it's not a gameplay sequence. And that is very important because some of the comments I read on this post, like, oh yeah, but the game is better. Yeah, but it's not the game.
Right.
That's this was done with no. It's like when we
It
do
wasn't like an in-engine thing, right?
It was an engine, but with
Okay.
no technological constraints. Like next week, it's E3, so you're going to see a truckload of CGI trailers that will never make it in the game.
Right.
Never, because it's a film.
It's a dream.
It's a correct. It's a dream. So I think we can look at the dream.
Let's see it.
Look at the dream.
Yes.
That was
So you
cool.
see-
That was
Yeah.
super cool. Obviously we're reading all of your comments as you're watching, and for every, for all the jokes like, oh, give us this thing, give us that thing. What to me is amazing, I was not on the team at the time, is how close the final product is to that
Yeah.
video from 4 years ago, especially when you see the real gameplay video of like the almost stick fighters.
Exactly. So it changed a lot. It's actually now I think it's better done by the team. In engine, it's a film. So it's all that combined. I don't know if you heard like Eric LaRouge, like the Viking, like, and that's Jason's voice actually. Jason, yeah, he did that voice in the TGF. So that was quite fun actually and we showed that footage, I don't know how many times internally, just to explain to everybody what we've done.
Oh, everyone
Nice.
also wants to know, Luke, maybe you can comment, why I have not been fired yet? Why has
You?
Eric Pope not been fired yet? I've been working on it, guys. I'm doing my best.
He's trying really hard. He is. I'm telling you, he is trying really, really hard to get fired, but somehow he always pull one out of last minute to stay on.
I've got people in high places
Exactly.
pulling
No.
strings. So
got-
we'll keep working on it
He needs to
together.
stop blackmailing me. Anyway, that's okay.
Okay, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else from the vault?
Yes. And last week we came on and we showed you a video with Alex Bennett, 2 weeks ago, sorry, with Alex Bennett, the samurai expert. This one is about Viking. But before we show it, I want to tell you this little story. It's January 2014, so 3 years and a half ago. I'm flying home back from Chicago, where we just did a consumer test. We do that from time to time. We met, 40 players, and we presented the game concept and etc. But nobody knows we actually exist. We announced 18 months after. So I board the plane. There's this gentleman comes in, sits next to me. It's actually a shorter and fatter model of Jason. Long hair, a beard, jewels everywhere on his fingers. I'm like, man, that's incredible. And usually on a plane, I'm the most rude guy you can imagine. I don't talk to people. Leave me alone. And this gentleman starts entertaining me about, he's going to Quebec City and blah, blah, blah. I was like, yes, why? If I'm interested. And I'm going to this Viking group reenactment. You're going to do what? Usually he's probably getting a look like, oh, fuck, a geek. But he said, no, he was actually going to meet some real people doing Viking reenactment. And they go around the world. And okay, man, that is so interesting. So we spent 2 hours on the flight talking about that. For me, it was the better coincidence you can ever imagine, having a guy doing some Viking stuff sitting next to me on a plane. And I wish I could have told him. But later on, I reached out to him and said, hey, John, do you remember? We said, because I saw his name and his Viking group, so I managed to track him on
stalked
Facebook.
him? You stalked
No, I tracked him. Not the same thing. Say, John, you remember me? Can you put us in touch with your group of Vikings? Because there are a lot of people here in Quebec. So that's what we've done. And you guys went to the Medieval Fair Montreal to meet with some real Vikings, reenactors. And in 2 weeks, we're going to show you the night. But I'm a Viking, so I wanted to start with the Viking.
These guys take this stuff seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, they do.
Yeah, they actually, because you mentioned reenactment, but they actually do real fights.
Yeah.
They fight against each other with not only foam weapons, they fight with kind of
They
real
beat
weapons.
the shit out of each other.
Oh yeah, and they really respect their Viking tribe, and they respect their leader and all of that. So it was kind of a pretty interesting meeting with them. So
Yeah,
it
for
was
sure.
fun.
Yep,
So let's take a look.
check it out.
Hey, Mr. Pope, where are we? What are we doing here? There's weapons and armors everywhere.
Yeah, it is crazy. We're here at the Montreal Medieval Fair, and we're here to talk to some real-life knights and Vikings.
Actually, these guys take the medieval lifestyle very seriously. They fight with real weapons, they build real armors, and they have professional groups of fighters organized all around the world.
So we're going to talk to one knight and one Viking, so let's get to it.
All right, so I'm standing with Nicolas Bergeron from the Vinland Viking group. Nicolas, could you tell us a little bit more about what do you do and what does your group do actually?
I'm the chief of the Vinland Vikings. We're a group of fighters that fought all around the world in different markets for glory and of course for fame.
And you're saying that you're fighting all around the world. How are you guys organized? Is there a Viking fighting league or something? Or
There is more of Viking scenes with different Viking reenactment group that we try to meet each other in different battlefield, in different markets. Then we can fight together. And time to time we're creating bonding brotherhood. So each markets we're going, they're coming too. So guys from Poland I know from like 10 years now, and each time I see them, I want to kick their ass.
And why the Vikings? I mean, what is the motivation behind joining a Viking group? I mean, you guys probably don't see it, but there's Vikings all around me at the moment, so it's pretty intimidating. But what is the motivation for joining a Viking group, basically?
Join a Viking groups. First of all, you look really good, more than knights or samurai, and of course there's a brotherhood, the paganism with it, the values that would come because we're so much together, fighting every week, training, crafting our stuff. So we're creating new bonding that we can't create. It's special friendship, and we really enjoy it.
And why do you think that the Vikings are the best warriors of all time?
They were driven by fame, by gold, and by glory. Not they weren't fighting for a jarl, for a noble, or for a landlord, or a pope. They were fighting for themselves, and each time the guys were fighting, they were looking for their own glory, their own gold. So it's driven by themselves, except driven by someone else.
Are you guys passionate about history, for example? Is there an historical motivation behind your group?
Of course, we're really into historical reenactment. My group is about 100 people coming, and there's a lot of historical people that loves Viking history and loves the craftsman and the textile. So it's all about fighting and living a story together.
And speaking about crafting, how do you guys make all of your weapons or your armors and all of that?
We looked in books. We searched on the web now. We ask help, advice from people from Europe, and we're creating our stuff. We're building our axe. We're doing our own clothing. I learned myself how to sew now. I can sew all my clothing, and we're doing our own jewelry too.
And Nicolas, what is your favorite weapon among all the Vikings' weapons, actually?
The Dane axe, the weapon of the master of fighting. It's a perfect weapon for reach, for techniques, and for brutality. You can hook the shield and you can crush a skull with it. It's really good.
That's amazing.
Yes.
And maybe one last question. What if a group of knights or samurai were about to raid your Viking camp? What would you do? What will be the best strategy?
We will circle them. Knights are really low in full armor, and we're fast with leather clothing. And of course, we're using bows, we're using throwing axe. So it will be really a surrounding fight. And of course, we will be more quick than them. They don't have a chance against us, and they know. This is why they stay in their camp, and we still own the places.
Thank you very much, Nicolas.
No problem. I'm Nicolas Bergeron, and I'm a Viking. For honor!
Well, that was a lot of fun.
That was
and,
guys.
And no worries, nobody got murdered.
So someone said there's no female Vikings. They were all there, like full families of Vikings doing the thing. It was pretty cool. But let's cut the bullshit, guys. It's time to talk some live update patch notes, balance changes, what everyone is here to find out. What do you think? Should we do it?
Not sure.
Ramon's not into it.
Start.
All right, I guess that's our show for this week.
Okay.
No, we've got good stuff. We got good stuff, and we're going to get into it.
Should I start? Because
Yes.
I think you
have one
should.
section, then you have the whole...
Before you do that,
whole
because
thing.
everyone has been shouting it for the last 10 minutes, team emotes.
yeah.
What do you think?
What's up with
So we could say...
That's a team emote right there.
Yeah, exactly.
there.
Right, awesome. No, what we can say is that, yes, like Luke said, that TGF was made like 4 years ago. So there's a lot of things in it that we wanted to do at that time that got removed from the game. Other thing that we wanted to do at that time that made into the game, and other thing that did not made it into the game, but that we might
be working on right
still
now.
working on.
Oh,
But we don't know
very
what are
mysterious.
So yes, other stuff are coming, as we said, since we are. But the issue is, since we're only a skeleton crew, like only 10 guys.
Right,
on the
there's like
floor,
5 people on this team.
It takes a little bit of time.
All right. Let's move into the notes.
Okay.
What's the first thing that you want to talk about?
Defense penetration.
Defense penetration. I just saw it in the chat even.
Yes, so it's something that came up a lot since we shipped season 2. We looked at the data and we didn't really confirm that it was OP or overused or really making people win, etc. But we kind of agreed with what the community was saying. So
are you saying data doesn't rule everything?
No, it's not.
I was led to believe that it does.
There is also a community perception that we need to fix.
Oh,
something that Roman is saying almost at each wires then. So it's so yes. So basically, right now, defense penetration is going up to 17.5% as the main stat, and when it's the second stat, it goes up to 13%. While the defense, when you stock all of them up, they go up to 15.5%. So defense penetration was, yes, a very good choice to make against defense, and it was also a very good choice as the second stat, because as the second stat you were almost muting the whole defense of the other guy and could have another stat that was pretty strong. So we're nerfing basically defense penetration. Now the main bonus is reduced to 15%, so it means that when you main that one, it won't do the whole defense if somebody main the defense. And the secondary bonus is even more reduced, so it goes down to 9.5%. So now it's not as powerful as before, basically. So,
cool. So a defense penetration nerf, as has been a big conversation in the community. So hopefully.
So that's why we don't nerf it like all the way, because data-wise it wasn't that much. So with those new numbers, we will look back at the data maybe in 2-3 weeks to see how it goes, to have enough data and see if it was enough or not. And then if it's not, we could again nerf it if it's needed.
Cool.
Cool.
Voilà, that's my part. Roman,
Great.
there you go.
They love it when you say the word data, Damien.
Data.
They love it.
Data.
Every time
They
you
love
say
it.
it, 20
I need
people
to
in the
look
chat
in the
say
comments
data.
and
Yeah,
data.
they love it when you look into their souls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, what else we got?
So what else do we got? So let's start with a general change. No Centurion, Lawbringer, Raider, Nobushi, and Shugoki have the same timings for switching stance as the other character. All of those 5 guys have their switch stance at 100 milliseconds, like all the guys.
That's
So no longer,
really cool.
yes,
Yeah.
no longer are there different stance changes. Great.
Exactly. So now they're all equal.
Excellent. People are happy. See, guys, this is what we do. You hate me, you hate Emile, but then Roman, woo, gives you what you want. This is how we built this show.
This is our team dynamic.
Yeah, exactly. Good cut, bad cut. So then some minor bug fix. Okay, fighters. So Kensei, we wanted to improve his initiation game and gives him quicker access to his mix-ups with the heavy attacks. So now Arm Splitter no longer interrupt unblocked, Swift Strike no longer interrupt unblock, and Swift Strike interrupt on block reaction is shortened to 800 milliseconds, down from 900 milliseconds. So that means that all of those moves not only allows you to continue to chain and so to have direct access to your heavy either unblockable or uninterruptible heavy, but also you don't get free guard broken on those moves. So that's pretty good buff on the Kensei, we think.
I'm very happy.
Damien,
Maybe we'll win the next team tournament.
Damien gets his
Maybe.
groove back. One of the just I said I wouldn't do this. One of the bug fixes that you didn't mention, because it's just a small thing, but they are addressing the bug that was introduced when we fixed the Warden exploit, the one-hit kill exploit.
Yeah.
They introduced a bug, but now they've addressed it.
Yeah,
Yes,
they're
we've
addressing
Just wanted to
the
say.
break stuff.
Yeah.
So yes, for Kensei, it's still pretty easy to dodge to parry the side swift strike. Yes, that's true. But the on-splitter is really fast, and don't forget you also have the guard break connection after it. So it's still an interesting up of the Kensei. Warden. So Warden, we've made a slight nerf to the Vortex. Now the cancel to guard break or to idle is only available in the 400 millisecond. So it was much longer, the window. So now you cannot cancel it too late into the move. We already fixed that a little bit like a month ago or something like that. Now we're going a little bit more drastic. That will not have an impact on all of his matchups, but that will be useful in a Warden against Warden or Warden against Kensei situation, for example. So it's more to address some specific matchup. The Vortex is still present. It's still part of the Warden strategy, a little bit less strong. Also, we are still making some adjustments on the shoulder bash stamina cost. We'll increase it slightly. The numbers are still getting tweaked.
Okay.
Then
People seem to be into that.
Shinobi. So Shinobi.
There's nothing wrong with the Shinobi.
So Shinobi, we want to go step by step with the Shinobi. So we start this week with a nerf on his kick.
What?
Slight nerf, not a big one. And we'll see how it will react on community-wise, on win-loss, in the streams, etc. And we'll see how we will adjust it in the coming weeks. But it's a first step.
Good game, nerds, is what someone said.
So the double dodge can no longer connect to a guard break. You need to wait for the end of the move in order to do your guard break. Double dodge kick stamina got his cost increase to 20. It was 5. So here the idea is really to nerf the spam of kick to backflip, to kick to backflip, making you almost invulnerable. You can still do it, but you can't spam it anymore because otherwise you're going to be pretty fast out of stamina. Also, the double dodge front kick uninterruptible stance duration is changed to 300 to 600 milliseconds. It used to be 300 to 600 milliseconds. So basically, we are keeping the uninterruptible, but we are making it a little bit later in the move. Here, the idea is if I read that you're going to kick me, I'm able to interrupt you with a fast light attack or with a zone attack. So we don't want to remove it completely because today we feel that removing completely the uninterruptible on the kick would be too much of a nerf of that move because the goal of that move is to be an opener and to be a strong opener. So we'll see. That's the first step. If it's not enough, we'll see how it goes live, how it goes in terms of matchups, how it goes in terms of perception. And we might address that, continue to address that in the future. Ooh. Also, the double dodge side kick startup duration is increased to 600 milliseconds. It used to be 400 milliseconds. Here the idea is same thing, to make it vulnerable to feints and to light attack. Previously, the guy was feinting you, you were able still to punish his feint. So no, that's not going to be no longer true. And also the double dodge sidekick uninterruptible stance change duration has been changed, sorry, from 200 to 400 milliseconds to 400 to 600 milliseconds. So same thing, we are making it a little bit later to give more opportunities to punish. So that's the nerf of the kick for the Shinobi. We'll see how it goes when it's live. We'll see how it reacts in terms of matchup. In the coming weeks, we'll see if there is other elements of the Shinobi that we need to nerf and or to improve. But basically, the kick was supposed to be a strong tool of the Shinobi, not its one and only main tool.
That's good.
Warlord!
The reactions have been quite good.
We still have stuff. We still have stuff. Actually, we still have many more stuff.
Yes, we do.
Warlord!
Warlord.
So, we've reduced the throw range of the Warlord. So the throwback is reduced. So with what we did, it's not that we reduce how far in terms of distance you're going. We've reduced how long you're pushing the guy. So now the throwback duration has been reduced to 400 milliseconds, and the left-right duration has been reduced to 300 milliseconds. So previously, the Warlord's throw range was around 10 meters, side and back-ish, a little bit more. Now it's gonna be in the 3 to 4 meter range, because it's not calculated in meters. I was saying it's calculated in terms of duration of how long you are carrying the guy on your shield. We didn't touch the forward one because it's still part of positioning, but it was too strong in terms of 360-degree danger. Fortunately, we haven't fixed the exploit of the infinite shield charge.
The knockdown, the charge.
Yes, because this one we can't do it in a live update. It requires code, so it's going to be done in a TU.
An upcoming patch.
We're also aware of this one. It's a bug. It's not intentional. We don't want that to be possible. We are trying to fix it as soon as we can.
Definitely Cool Bro, if I can interrupt. Definitely Cool Bro wants to know, when is this live update? Next week?
This live update, yes, it's supposed to release this week. It's currently
next week.
Next week. It's currently in testing.
Yep.
So that was it for fighters for this live update. Like I said, we are still looking at other samurai character, the Orochi, the Nobushi. So more to come soon on those characters, but not this time. Also, yes, the conch, we're looking at it, but not in this one. But
we're not done?
We're not done. We have other stuff. Revive, another general change. Revive duration has been set to 3 seconds, up from 2 in skirmish and elimination. It was already 3 seconds in Dominion, so now revive duration is the same across all game modes. Cool. So that leads us to our next topics, which are feats.
Feats.
So let's start with...
We're like the hype man. We have nothing to say except to repeat the words that you said.
Feats.
And we're 2 guys to do it.
Feats. Okay, so revive faster.
Use your feats.
The feats now cut the revive duration only by 25%, down from 50%. Auto revive feat now provide the warlord with 50% of his health, down from 100%.
Before it was a full
Now it's less. Revenge attack feats. Successful light attack now only provide 2 revenge points, down from 5. Heavy attack 4 revenge points, down from 10. And overall damage dealt is reduced to 10%.
Whew.
So big nerf of this one also. Body count. Sorry, Nobushis. Body count now provide with 3 HP on each soldier kill instead of 5. So still good. We'll see if it's still that OP. Heal on block for the Conqueror. Blocking light attack now provides with 5 HP instead of 10. Heavy attack 5 HP instead of 15. And blocking soldier 3 HP down from 5. Fiat Lux, the area of effect has been increased to 4 meters. The stun duration is now 4 seconds instead of 3 seconds. And the AoE now deals a consistent 25 damage regardless of distance. So that's a nice buff of the Fiat Lux. Second Wind. So the healing value has been changed to 50 HP, up from 40 HP. And we've removed the charge mechanic on that feat. Now it's a cooldown set to 60 seconds.
All right.
So, rebalance of that feat.
Cool.
No.
Surely we're done now.
We still have a little bit.
Still more.
Yeah, they're still working.
Great.
Projectile fits. So also we've made a pass of tuning on the projectile fits. So longbow damage down to 50 HP, used to be 80. Javelin down to 50 HP, used to be 80. Crossbow damage is now set at 25 HP, used to be 30. We have removed the charge mechanic on the crossbow of the Peacekeeper, and we've set a cooldown to 60 seconds. Throwing axe of the Berserker, same change. No, it's 25 damage, used to be 30. We've removed the charge, and we've put it on a cooldown of 60 seconds. And Kunai, the damage is set to 15 HP, down from 25. We've removed the charge and set it on a cooldown of 60 seconds. And that's the bulk of the change. There's still other small stuff that are on that live update, but they are still being tested. So we'll see which actually make to the cut. But that's the main thing
So
for
a lot of
for
fits
next week.
balancing. Huh?
Yes, so
Damn.
the goal was to do, we had that balance stuff on fits going since weeks now. We are looking at data, at feedback, we are looking at win-loss ratio with specific fits and what fits were always used, what fits were abused, etc. So that was really the goal, is to do a full rebalance on fits. We have more on fits coming. There is another big batch of improvements on fits in the pipe. It's gonna come a little bit later.
Wow, very
And
cool.
all of this will
That's a lot.
really help for tournaments.
For tournaments.
Yeah, and rank play and stuff
Oh.
we will speak about. I don't know when, but
It's one of Damien's many babies he has around the world. Yes, the ranked. I know people keep asking about it. We're talking about it very soon, guys. We don't want to come out too soon, and then you have to wait. And so we'll get to it, and you're going to be into it, I think, but not this week. Sorry, but it's still coming. That's for sure. Yes, whenever Roman looks into the camera, we all imagine we're on a date with him at a nice Italian restaurant. Telling us about Kensei buffs. Then I give myself to him. Shout out Catechus77.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do for you. Slip you his number. The best is his zero reaction to Roman. He's just so angry all the time.
No, he's actually afraid because he knows that at the end of the show we need to have an
Yup.
explanation.
Yup, I'm in trouble now. Thanks a lot. So we're not done with the show, guys. We've actually got a bunch of community creations, and then we'll be back with Q&A.
oh yes.
Q&A with these guys, because I know maybe you have some questions now that we've just dumped all this information on you and you've got on dates with Roman. So let's dive into some community creations. We'll be back to talk. Don't worry, show's not over. So first one we got actually,
A documentary.
personally, I love this because I'm a big documentary nerd. I love David Attenborough's nature documentaries. So Haunted Oath created this nature documentary of the Raider.
This male alone rules the meadow. He stands 8 feet tall, his muscles hardened by years of sparring. Today, a challenger for his title has come forward. Full-blown fights are so dangerous, they're not entered into lightly. But when two males square up, it's time to clear the arena. Anything goes in these power struggles. Eye gouging is entirely within the rules. So is kicking below the belt. The dominant male's skill is already telling. The stakes are high. They risk broken bones and internal injuries. Suddenly, it's all over. The champion has beaten off the challenger, at least for now.
That, I don't think that was an impression. I think that was audio straight from something like Planet Earth. So that again, Haunted Oath, that was amazing. Please do more of those. I don't know if you're watching, please do more of those.
That was really cool.
Yes, what we got next?
We got another one from Tripped 144, and this is called Slight Miscalculation.
Il faudrait
yes.
qu'on ait les sons de ces trucs, idéalement.
Oh, this is a GIF, so they can hear us, Max? Okay. Yes. Sorry, we forgot you can hear us when we show GIFs. That was fun.
Yeah,
I think that in itself is a sort of a mini meme about this episode. It's like the shinobi was just destroyed by the geyser of Roman and his nerfs.
what do we got next?
Next, we've got the Lawbringers in their natural habitat by Angry Panda Lol.
There's definitely a documentary trend here.
Yes.
Another one.
They totally fucking ignored. They totally ignored their teammates and just danced while they were all getting killed. Good job, Labros.
That's a good moment. We have another one from Alvanix called The Art of Meme Warfare.
Through example, we knights accidentally taught the Vikings the art of meme warfare.
Customization! Genius! He's tenderizing the ground! Of course! Write that down, write that down!
This one's
Yes.
fucking awesome.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
And we got another GIF here from Strawberry Weeb called Outplayed, Obviously. Yes.
Oh.
Got the green gear.
Ooh.
One ledge kill, another ledge
Oh.
kill. Yes.
Oh. In the trees.
Well done, Strawberry Weeb.
Not bad.
Next one.
Not bad.
Next one is from Pakana, and this is called They Fought with Honor.
Round two.
Well done,
Clearly,
Pakana.
Nobushi is OP.
OP. The chat agrees the Nobushi is OP, so we'll work on that, guys. And our final clip, it's called A Game of Betrayals by Mr. Stephen B.
Things that bother you never bother me. Things that bother you never bother me. I feel happy and fine, ha-ha. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. Having got a lot, I don't need a lot. Coffee's only a dime. We're living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. Just take it from me, I'm just as free as any daughter. I do what I like, just what I like, and how I love it. I'm right here to stay when I won't stray. I'll living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
Yes, so good. Mr. Stephen B., well done. Keep up the good work, guys. We love showing these clips, and I think you guys like them, even though there's some shit talk about, oh, these basic-ass clips. But hey, sometimes you gotta be basic-ass. I don't know. But
the best way to send these clips, if you want yours to be featured in the Warriors Den, I mean, Twitter is a great place for Honor Game, but also we know Reddit is a great place for some humor, memes, and stuff like that. So sometimes we go there and try to find some of those cool videos.
Yes.
Pretty easy to send us your stuff.
yes, tag us on your clips, whatever you want to do, we'll check them out. But now it's time for everybody's favorite segment.
It was really tight to dodge the punch.
Peace, Jesus. Am I the only man on the battlefield? Never yield to death. I rattle steel, dismantle shield. Hear the cracker of the battle axe. Tackle packs in the gravel backs to the wall. Act or you'll surely fall.
Q&A time. Q&A time with these guys.
Thanks to Daddy Fat Snaps for the For Honor rap
Yes.
that we put into to this short clip.
Yes, yes. So we have no prepared questions this week because I am a piece of garbage, as you already know. But you've got plenty of questions in the chat.
I'm so disappointed.
I know you are. I'm going to be in trouble after the show.
I hope we sell a lot of steel.
I get a 5% cut of every steel sale. So let's get into it. We've pulled some from chat already. So shall I dive in, guys?
Yes.
Proxy TTV wants to know, what is debuff resistance actually good for? Bleed, stuns, feats, question mark, question mark, question mark.
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah. That's the perk of that stat, is that it affects all of those. And I think it's a good way to remind that I think we published, not sure, a few weeks ago, the exact description of each gear stat. So what it does in detail, what it affects in details, and how. So if we can share the link on the chat or somewhere,
Yeah.
I think would be cool.
Maybe if Fred is able to track that down and drop the link, that'd be great. Otherwise, you can find it on our website.
Yep. Next one from Master Safara. Can you change the 8-kill streak without dying in order to include assist kills?
So we're doing a full revamp, not a full revamp, but we're doing a big work on the orders, adding new ones, changing some of the existing ones, etc. This will come in the next patch, so not the live update of next week, but the next big patch. And we'll talk more in details about it and what we did, what we changed, and how, etc.
Cool.
Executions. Everyone's shouting about executions in the chat. When are they getting executions?
Yeah, so one of the... When we published season 2, we had some people doing some data mining, and they found some videos, some stuff like that. All the thing you saw there wasn't ready, so it's not because it's in the game that it's ready yet. It just tells you that yes, we're working on it. So execution are not coming like next week or like that. We're still working on those. They are not coming in September either, but we're still on those. So many of the things that have been revealed by that is not done yet. Basically.
Right. So just because they're in the data mine doesn't mean it's a thing that's just finished and ready to ship.
Yeah,
We're
working on those.
Them, yeah. And the executions, in fact, are the hardest of all the content we do, right?
It's one of the things that takes the
build.
most time, yeah.
Because you have to test it on every character, et cetera, et cetera.
It impacts gameplay and all.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's that. Emile?
The Outsider 107 is asking, is there going to be a fix for the Shinobi's reaction time against the Centurion's ground attack? I'm sick of getting guard broken for free after a punish.
Yes.
This is for you.
Now, the Centurion definitely has some good combos, starting with his heavy attack or guard break, following up to the pin down move, etc. That's one of the strengths of the Centurion. Is that too strong when you grab the guy into the loop and start doing that much damage in a row? Maybe we're still evaluating whether or not we want to change this type of combos with the Centurion. What we know is that Centurion, a team of Centurion, or multiple Centurion in a team, is actually really annoying, can be actually annoying in 4v4. And that's something we're looking at. And actually, there's another question around game modes that I can answer at the same time around what do we consider as the main game mode? Which, from Manner of Death, which game mode is currently considered the main one and you think of changing your focus on later? Blah. We don't have a main game mode. We think that whether it's 1v1, 2v2, and 4v4, we think that all of those game modes are our primary game mode. And we're trying, and that's one of the difficulties that we're facing. And yes, that's our problem, but still. It's balancing for 1v1 and 4v4 is not necessarily the same thing. So that's also why we take sometimes a little bit of time to do some stuff. It's because we want to make sure that it has a good impact on everything. And so one of the things of the Centurion is that we think is really good and really interesting in 1v1. But yes, it can be a little bit abused in some situations in 4v4 when you have multiple Centurion. So we're still looking at how to fix that without breaking his 1v1 and the interesting opportunity that follow up the pin move and this kind of thing.
Cool. So we'll keep you updated about that.
Yes.
In the near future.
Okay. A dog and on fire. Sorry for you. Have you been working on implementing chip damage in the near future? Roman.
Yes. Actually, there is a little bit of chip damage, but really thin. And yes, we're working to make chip damage something a little bit bigger in the game and more a threat. More to come on that in the next weeks.
Okay. Emile.
Hell Goats is asking, what is the difficulty in adding new moves to existing characters? Interesting question. For example, unblockable for any hero that doesn't currently have one. How difficult it is?
So how difficult it is? But it's difficult for multiple reasons. It's difficult because characters have a kit, so adding a new move in the kit, it's something that needs to be think about, and we need to make the room for that in this kit.
Do we need to go
in
back
terms of design, it can take balancing. It can take a long time. So it requires animation, motion capture, and because the look of the movements, our character move, etc., is so realistic. It's because everything is mock-up. We are doing it in motion capture, and it's directly then into the game. It's a bit more complex than that, but the idea is that one actor is one character and is doing all the moves. So if we want to add a specific move or a new move to an existing character, And we want that character to still look like the same. So one day it looked like me, and the next day he moved like Eric. Well, it's well.
Yeah.
That would be so sad.
So we need to have the same guy and that kind of stuff. So yes, it's a little bit difficult. It's not impossible at all, and it's actually something that we might consider in the future for characters that have a smaller kit, or where we think that we're hitting a wall and we actually need new opportunities. We don't think we're there yet with a character in the cast. We still think we have ways to improve that. Then changing properties of a move, like making that move giving an interoperability to a move or unblockable property to a move, that is, in terms of technique, it's really easy. Then in terms of design and balancing, well, it's another topic.
Cool. Thank you.
I did see a lot of people yelling at Roman, which is rare. I guess your answer about the Centurion was not what they were asking, but I don't have it in front of us anymore, so maybe if someone can restate what the real question was, we'll try to answer it for you, but
the question is, are we going to change that combo at the moment? Like I said, no. Like, yeah, you got grabbed by that and you got killed by it. Yes, it's one of the strengths of the Centurion. Short time, no, we are not addressing it.
Okay.
But we're looking at it, and maybe we might consider changing it in the future. But for the moment, we don't think it's an issue. But we think there is a bigger problematic around the Centurion kit, and we are looking at it.
I think was
still yelling at you.
I think the question was about Shinobi.
Leave
and
Roman
Centurion.
alone. I love it. Go ahead, Damien.
No, it was about Shinobi and Centurion. I
Right.
haven't read it, but it's...
Can you put it back Pascal, please? Keeps deleting it. So it's about the Shinobi's reaction time against...
Centurion's ground attack.
Yeah.
I'm sick of getting guard break for free after a punish. Yes, that's part of the kit of the Centurion.
Okay.
It's not only
And
a
it's part
Shinobi
of the
thing.
matchup against Shinobi, and it's not only true for Shinobi, it's true on other characters. It's part of the strength of the Centurion.
Okay, then we're going to move on.
Lord of Foul.
Yeah, take it.
Do you not feel Catapult is too strong? Interesting question about the environment. Compared to other factions, Catapult is too strong. No? Is Catapult too strong? What do you think, guys? It's a pretty broad question.
It's easy to dodge.
But I don't know. Today, it's not a feedback that we see a lot. It's also not something that we see in terms of data or tracking, and we feel it's pretty balanced at the moment. But if you're opinionated about that, go on. If we see more feedback into it, maybe we'll look at it.
Cool.
Go ahead, buddy.
The dude, 97,000. Is there any even thought about attempting to change the way zone attacks work to prevent flicker? Hope I got the emphasis is right.
Can you do it again?
Is there any even thought, Roman, about attempting to change the way zone attacks work to prevent flicker?
You know you're doing the wrong job. You shouldn't be an actor. So, we don't think the problem is linked to zone attack. Zone attack, I think, are interested and work well the way they work. Is there an issue with flicker? Yes, definitely. Are we trying to address it? Yes, we're working on it. Do we have a fix at the moment? No.
There's your answer. We're working on it. All right, last question, Ramil. Take us to the home stretch.
With probably the most complicated name we've seen so far
Oh
in the
my
stream.
God.
Psychotic Mnemonic is asking, and not
Good
too
job.
bad, yeah. When does Nobushi get to kick from neutral?
When does Nobushi get to kick from neutral?
Good question. Like I said, we're looking at the Nobushi. I'm not sure I understand the question. When does Nobushi get a kick from neutral?
Is it possible to kick from the neutral stance, or?
What is the real question?
Yeah.
Well, you fucked up, Pascal.
Anything to say about the Nobushi
Pascal.
kick?
You've done it this time.
If the question is around improving a kick or the type of change that we would be making to the Nobushi, we're still looking at that. If there's a specific case where she can kick from neutral, if that's the question.
Or maybe the same kick as the Shinobi?
If it's changing her kick, anyway.
Anyway.
There is, I see a lot of people asking for Rep 30 reward.
Yes, Rep 30.
You get a Rep 30 outfit. So I don't know if the question is, do I get anything? Or if the question is, why should I get it more? Or something like that. So for the moment, you get an outfit when you reach Rep 30. That's the only people who can wear that are the people who reach Rep 30, which is pretty cool. But then if you want more, tell us.
Okay.
So the question was that Shinobi gets a free guard break after wake up from his range punish. Okay, somebody asked the real question.
We got to the bottom of this.
Yes, that's an issue. It's something the fight team is on. There might be a change coming on that in the future.
Great. I hope that addresses it. It's not always easy. This chat goes by very quickly. We have it in a little window up here, 10 feet away from us. Hopefully that answers your question, guys. And a lot of people are still asking about ranked mode.
Oh, yes.
We have talked about it in the past. We, in fact, have announced it near launch.
Yeah.
When is ranked mode coming? When are we going to know more?
Soon.
Next week I'm not here.
Next week we're not here.
Yeah, you're at E3 next week.
Yeah. So maybe the week after.
Okay.
Or maybe somebody else does it next week
Soon.
for us.
Or maybe we will reveal
We don't
stuff
know.
while you're out, guys.
Maybe.
We say soon a lot, and I know you're saying,
It's
bullshit.
It's
but this
sooner,
time it's actually
I think it's sooner than soon.
sooner than soon.
Yeah.
Careful, you're going to go in Memla.
I talked about this last week when the community guys were here for the workshop. Something I think that for context why sometimes we have to give these soon answers. We honestly, I didn't know the console patch tomorrow would be released tomorrow until
this morning.
5 minutes before the show. Soon sometimes is all we can say because the way the submission timelines on these things work.
Submission timeline, it's QA,
Testing.
it's on our side, are we sure that the thing went in?
Yeah.
And then it's testing, and does it work or
Yeah.
not, and all the configuration, waiting for answer from QA, etc. It's, when we say soon, it's because we know that the fix is in a build that is currently in the process of being pushed live.
Yeah.
Now, the actual timing of it, we could give a date at that moment, and
Could be
then
wrong.
the next day say, oh, well, actually, we told you it was going to be the 22nd, and it's going to be the 25th, and then 2 days later, well, actually, no, it's going to be the 24th,
Yes.
or whatever. So we prefer to communicate a date when we actually have one.
Yes.
That's why
So we don't love saying soon either. We would love to tell you an exact date, but this is how a live game sort of works. These
Because
goalposts.
also
move.
sometimes it's in the pipe and we're like, yeah, we have a fix. And we've got like, yeah, you know what? That fix is not working and actually we need a bigger change, blah, blah. And the things that you thought you would have in 2 weeks, you're going to have it in 2 months. And so I just announced a date and no, actually it's in 2 months. So yeah, fault. So that's why we prefer to say soon when the date is not set in stone.
That's right. But we do mean it, though. It is actually soon. Yes, Pascal, our director, is telling us to GTFO. Before we do that, I personally want to thank all of you. This was an interesting week in the community world for us.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
And first of all, we see it all. And everything that people want us to work on. Actually, I want to thank Baras for saying it. Everything that you guys want us to work on, connectivity, balance stuff, hopefully you saw more of that today. The team is all aware and working on it right now. So we're not ignoring you. We're working on everything. We don't need you to boycott our game to tell us to pay attention to these things because we're working on it. The team of many, many, many people is working on these things. So I do want to thank people for the positivity as a kind of a rare thing in community world for this sort of outpouring of positivity. It made my day. Doesn't mean you have to stop being critical and giving us feedback. We love it, but I do appreciate that. That was actually pretty awesome to see.
Yeah. And I want to give a big thank you to all the guys that came to the community workshop last week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were
Thank
really
you very
great
much.
guys with really constructive feedback and really good feedback, actually. So
Yes.
thank you very much.
And if there's anything
we'll
that you
do
didn't,
more of these.
if there's anything you didn't like in this show, please say F you to Pascal in the chat. He's our director, and he's responsible for everything that was bad in this show. So please tell Pascal to fuck off. But yes, raffle. Get that raffle going. We got giveaways. So I
Combat
think we
packs.
are combat packs. I think we're done now. We're done screwing around.
Pascal is insulting you in French.
Yeah,
Not sure it's efficient.
He does it all the time because it doesn't even bother me because I don't know what he's saying.
We have a big screen on which Pascal actually writes comments to us.
Piss off, Pascal. I like that one.
And he's
Thank
like,
you,
cut
guys.
the crap, man.
Raffle, F you, Pascal.
Thank you
Raffle,
for the
F you,
support, everybody. So yes, we'll see you next
Thank
week.
you.
Emil and I will be here. These guys will be at E3. We're gonna try to, if we can, maybe do a Skype thing with you guys. So we can still answer some questions, but we'll see how it works. But enjoy E3. We don't have any E3 announcements. Like we're not, we're not part of the E3 show.
No.
We're still working on our game.
But we're working there.
Yep. But you guys will be there. I think they might see you. Maybe.
Maybe.
You might get a little glimpse of Roman at E3, but we'll be here, same time, same place next week, and check back later.
All right, guys.